Hello everyone, good morning and welcome back to the Hearthstone Arena. My name is Rooster and we are 6 and 2 with this exciting Mage deck. It's been good to us so far. Mulligans haven't been all that kind and we've faced some rather strong opponents. But the games have been exciting so far. So I would definitely recommend you at least watch the first episode. That one was bloody amazing. So if you didn't, I'll be right here. I'm not going away. Don't worry. And if you did, then welcome back, and I hope you're as excited as I am to see how this one will end up.
Watch your back. You asked for it.
You can probably make an educated guess from the length of this video, but don't let that... Why am I throwing away a 6-drop? What else could I possibly want from a card in my opener? I think I'll keep all of this. Yes, I will. A Snow Sugar is actually rather good. I think I'll coin out that one. Mostly because it interferes with the Rogue's general game plan. And is rather disruptive. Also doesn't have 2 health, so it doesn't die to Backstab or SI7 Agent. Which are some problems in general. Let's see, we're pretty much just playing minions on curve here, I think.
Someday I'll be just like you!
How bad is it if she gets to trade the other one? I don't feel too nervous about this. Doesn't get to make use of a deadly poison, so the only thing I have to fear is Backstab and SI7 Agent in this case. And that would still end up to be a problem if I didn't hit face here, so I guess I'm okay with this. And it looks like the freezing effect has been rather annoying for her, so I think I'm okay with that. She always gets to trade one of her things into one of my things, so playing the Razorfen Hunter here kind of makes sense. And then we can ping and play the Nerubian Prophet for next turn. That sounds rather nice, so I think I'll do that. He does not have a weapon, so I'm rather incentivized to trade into that if possible, but I'm afraid that's not going to be... It's not going to be a thing that happens here, unfortunately. We could polymorph it, I guess. But you never feel too good about using a polymorph on a 4-drop. It's going to get some good value if I stick to my original plan and play the Nerubian Prophet, though, so I don't think I can allow that. Any alternatives? I could ping that thing down. That seems kind of ridiculous, because then she can still use her hero power to take out the Nerubian. I think a polymorph is going to be the play. As much as I hate to do this. But the Prophet will still provide some value later on, so I guess I'm fine with this. It's better than nothing.
You're not that shy.
That's not a bad card either. But how do you feel about this card? That is going to be the play, right? She's going to have to hero power if this thing survives. Alternatively, we could Water Elemental and Nerubian Prophet, which is also a rather strong turn, but does leave her the ability to attack with 2 minions. I guess I don't really care too much about that. This seems like the stronger play, and Bombardier can provide some additional value at a later point. So I think this is fine. She would have to trade both of her minions into the Prophet. Water Elemental is unlikely to die, even. Unless some additional interference happens. And I think I can arrange for a better situation for the Bomb Lover. I could be wrong, of course. And that Assassinate, well, it's basically the same thing, isn't it? How do I feel about Conjurer here? That's basically my opinion right now. I can trade this and play the Bomb Lover, how's that? I guess I'm okay with that. That is going to be the best tempo play we're gonna make. We have answers against big things, we have minions on the board against smaller things. Only the really small things are going to be a problem, and I like this answer. Not an exceptional play, but it's going to be better than most cards, so I am reasonably happy with this. And I do have a very real clock, so if she just keeps playing big stuff, well, I don't have an answer against the next big stuff, of course. But I could hope to draw something with the Ethereal Conjurer, so that's something. What is he saying? I keep being unable to hear what he says here. Are we going Fell Reaver? We could just go face, and if any of our minions survives, that is rather risky, but it might pay off big time. She would have to trade all of it into that thing. Alternatively, I would play this in addition. So let's see if we get a decent spell here. Duplicate on any of these minions would be pretty sweet, I guess. Does the Arcane Blast do anything here? Not really. Okay, okay. Do I play the duplicate though? I guess I might. Just bury her in card advantage. Guess I'm okay with that. And we're trading this in. I think we're just going face. She pretty much has to deal with every single thing we have here, and that involves trading away the minions and going face on the Bomb Lobber. Let's see what she kills first. Ooh, that's not the one you want to kill first. Let me spoil that for you. That's also not the one you want to kill first. I think we've got the late game in the bag, guys. So all we have to do here is not die in the coming few turns, and that ghoul is making a pretty decent case for itself, I'll admit. But we have pretty much got all the late game we want here. Let's discover a spell and see if we can get something decent. We've got 4 mana, so I guess that kills the ghoul. I guess that's fine. We've got a 6/3 on the board. She has not a lot of health. Might even force the trade. If I kill this, is that better? Makes it an 8/3, but she probably has to trade it in. The same applies to the other minion though, and this is less risk, same reward basically.
Behold the might of Stormwind!
Oh, does that matter? It does not. If I have a polymorph, she's pretty much dead, so I guess it's fine. We don't have a great answer against this guy. Although I guess Conjurer would do a decent job again. Let's see what our next Conjurer gives. Torch. How do I feel about Torch? Torch seems fine. I'll take a Torch. Could also go for a Mirror Entity, but that seems really greedy. No, I like Torch. I like Torch well enough. And she pretty much has to trade the Stormwind Champion into the Conjurer again, so yeah, that's gotta feel bad.
Want a deal?
Alright. So that is a 4/3. We can trade into that, and she's out of cards. Should not matter at all, basically. Do we want to give her a spell? I don't want to give her a spell, to be honest. What can we play and also ping? Only the thing that gives her a spell, right? Let's just go for this. I didn't need to trade there, but she'll be hard-pressed to find a decent answer to this. I guess I could have Spellslingered into lethal. Don't think that's worth trying. Right. I don't know. I guess killing the Nerubian would have been better, but Yeah, pretty much killing the Rubium would have been the best play there. But perhaps she didn't want to kill it first. I don't really see a reason. But either the Bomb Lover or the Ethereal Conjurer would be really bad for her if it got duplicated. So she had to win on tempo, and with the Conjurers or the Bomb Lovers, there was just no chance of that happening.
Jaina versus Uther.
Alright, another Paladin. We don't have an excellent track record against those, but we might as well try. I'll keep the Sun Fury, and I think I'll keep the Spellslinger. Although it's tempting to also keep the Bomb Lover, but that might be a bit greedy. It's a curve, though. Bomb Lover is a pretty sweet card. Maybe not against Paladin. If he hero powers a bunch, then the card is not going to be as good as I want it to be. Okay, well, we've got a curve, and it's going to do. We're going to do it with it. Sure. Coin into Crocodile. Don't hate it. And we've got our late game plan set out for us too. Pyroblast is not a card you want in your opening hand, but I'll happily throw it in his face if that's what kills him. Well, not a strong start from him. So let's see if we can leverage some tempo here. Okay, show me what you got. 3 mana. That is not a bad card. I will admit that is not a bad card. Usually weapons are pretty good. But I will play a Spellslinger here, which is something that survives the blade. Oh, and that is not a bad spell. I'll say that is not a bad spell, but he could have a pretty big minion here, and then I will Fireball in it, and everything will be okay. Ooh, yeah, that Bomb Lover could be pretty good next turn. Let's hope it will be. Let's see if it will be. Could even combine it with the reversing switch at some point. Kind of a tough combo, but if he plays something with a big behind, then we could make it work. If I have to ping and Horse Rider it, I will. Not particularly great, but it will do the job. Freezes my minion, okay. I think that's going to be the play here. At the very least, that deals with it properly. Don't like it too much. But if we can avoid to give him any target which he can Blessing of Kings on, I think that's good for us. So let's do this. Also nullifies the freeze effect, which is good for us. Next turn would most likely be a turn in which we either flood the board or use a Bomb Lover, I think. Going to be pretty good. I've got plenty of options to trade into whatever he has here.
Reporting for duty.
And we can likely... well, we can make the Bomb Lover work. That's going to be fine. Don't have a lot of better options, right? We could reversing switch and then play the Ginny. I like the Bomb Lover here. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. So for next turn, we have a Ginny and a Hero Power, I guess. I wouldn't hate to get the Mirror Entity down. Because now I may have to actually trade both of my minions into that thing, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But we may just have to. Don't want to Pyroblast that. Can I Pyroblast that in 2 turns? It seems insane. It's probably going to be too big for that, but we could Feral Spirit and see how that works out for us. That seems awfully greedy. But if we're going to trade in some minions, we can still grab the board here. It's good enough. I'm not terribly excited about trading both of these in, but it's what we have to do, and we will. We will do it. Any play that lets us kill this, though? I don't think so. Unless it's going to be terrible on the board, which I don't want to do. There's a lot of options. Let's actually just go with the one that actually clears the board. I would like to develop the mirror entity, but our board is just going to be too weak, or our next turn is going to be too awkward. Because I don't want to overload for 2. That leaves me 6 damage, 6 mana for next turn, with really only the Ginny and the reversing switch to use it on. So, no, not the biggest fan of that. Let's see how he deals with this. Thought Steal. Well, that's a pretty good card. I've got some pretty good cards in my deck. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. I don't mind that one. Does he still have a spare part? No, could be pretty good. He does not. He does not have a spare part he wants to use at the very least, so... I'm feeling a lot better about this turn now. Because that allows me to develop the secret. And I guess this one? I don't mind using this now. Because having 7 mana next turn does allow me enough flexibility to deal with whatever he plays here. He's got a few new cards, so he may have some small stuff to play into my secret, but that's probably okay. That'll make his turn awkward enough that I can leverage some advantage here. And if we can hit face with all of these minions, then I think we've basically won. All but one. I think. Don't want to be too optimistic. Well, that's not a very good card for him right now. You know what would be a very good card for me? Flame Strike. I am fine with any of these trades. Do I have a preference on which one? I would like to kill this one if possible. That's good enough. Do I want to kill the other one? I don't think so. I don't think so. I would be absolutely fine. Let's remember that we also reversing switch this one if we do. No, let's just play some minions, I guess. Do we want... How wide do we want to go? I guess I'll give him another spell. Sure. We might get something decent for ourselves to use, too. Not exactly what I had in mind. I think developing the Snow Choker is good enough. And let's prepare this one for its eventual death. If he wants to buff something, then it might as well be Ogre, right? So we are very likely to have lethal next turn, if only 2 minions survive or a big enough minion survives. That doesn't leave him a whole lot of options here. Let me think. We have 4, 4 and 2 and 2. He's dead on the board right now. I'll take that. 3 mana. What does 3 mana give him? Not enough. Alright.
Well played.
Leave this place.
I had to double check whether I wasn't overloaded there, but I wasn't, so that was a good thing. I would definitely have Flame Lance that guy otherwise. Actually, I would have had lethal with the Flame Lance anyway, but who cares? I got to use a Pyroblast, and that's also pretty sweet, right? Oh, maybe Flame Lance, because I didn't have enough damage otherwise. Flame Lance only deals 8 damage. Well, with the torch, I would have had lethal, but I don't want to let him think that I top-decked him. No need to hurt his feelings unnecessarily.
Watch your back. You asked for it.
Do we keep a torch or a spell slinger? I don't think we keep both. I think the torch is going to be the more flexible card here. Yes. And the spell slinger... would prefer to not play that on 3 if given the option anyway. So the Torch is less flexible if she doesn't have a minion to play, but we're facing an 8-win rogue here. She pretty much has something to play on turn 2 or 3. And I wouldn't be too unhappy to Torch at.
Hello.
Well, a poor start again. Maybe I should have thrown away the Torch in hopes of getting a 2-drop, but that might have left us with just a mirror entity in this case. So it's better in this situation, but I don't know whether it's better in most. Probably not. I don't know. There is a decent chance at getting at least one 2-drop, and if throwing away a 3 gets you a 2-drop, then that's gonna be pretty good. But I think we would have been in a bit of trouble if we didn't... We would have been in a bit of trouble if we if we didn't have the Torch, I think. Voice is kinda crackling. I've been recording a lot in a row. Well, I'm glad to have the mirror entity now, because that's what's gonna happen. And if she trades the Worgen into whatever she plays next, then I think I'm fine with that. Let's see. Let's see it. What do you have that I can kill? Well, if the Worgen can kill whatever she plays next, then it's pretty likely that my Torch is also able to kill it. I guess a Fairy Dragon would be a little unfortunate, but I can live with that scenario. The Nerubian Prophet could be good in a few turns. I would like to get a decent top deck though. Yeah, as said, I will happily Torch that. Especially if I have nothing better to do. Like I have. So that's absolutely fine. No real thought necessary. And we got through that early game relatively unscathed, even. She still has the initiative, but we have some pretty powerful cards in hand. We could play the Corrupted Healbot, but I think I prefer the Ginny of Severs here. Although, might incentivize her to take it slow and hero power. She would do that either way. So in that case, I think I prefer the Healbot. I think I prefer the Healbot. Because that's... the Healbot's going to be a bit worse, especially since we have finished a lot of games by just going face at some point. And we might just want to get the Healbot out of the way. Has an Undercity Valiant. That's a little unfortunate. But we can deal with this. Can we convince her to play some more minions next turn? What do you think? If we play this, I think we can. But I think the Ginny of Severs is going to be the better play here. We have nothing we want to hero power. It's a good trade against both minions on the board. So I think I'm fine with this. Excuse me. I'm drinking a full glass of water for each episode, but my voice isn't liking it. So, show me what you got. Does not appear to have a great trade against the board right now. So that might indicate that she might choose to flood, which is, as we know, not going to end well. Does have an answer. Has a backstab. That means she's trading in both minions, or perhaps hero powering. I am perfectly fine with trading a backstab for some... That's a pretty good card. Depending on what card she gets, of course, but that is in general a pretty good card. Did not use an Assassinate last turn, but that does not indicate any evidence that she doesn't have one. This Bug Creeper is looking pretty good though, so I don't feel too terrible here. And if it lures out an Assassinate, then at least she didn't play anything else. So I guess that is okay, despite it being a little awkward sometimes. That's not the most amazing Paladin card ever, so I'm pretty happy with that result. Ooh, that is a good card though. I will admit that is a pretty good card. And that is a lot of damage potentially on the board. What do we do about that? We could Flame Lance the 5/5. It's not the worst idea. We could Spellslinger into Flame Lance, perhaps. We could Ethereal Conjurer, but that's an obvious trade with just a hero power and one of the 2/1s, so I don't like that too much. Let's go for Spellslinger.
Dead or alive?
Oh, that's quite efficient actually. I like it. And do I want to hero power the Divine Shield person? At least it prevents the Divine Shield getting on something worse then. Yeah. Because if she plays something big, I guess the Divine Shield doesn't really matter when faced against a mage, but I am pretty satisfied with this. If she, for example, plays a charge minion, that could be pretty terrible for us. Let's see if she deals with the Spellslinger here.
Something needs tinkering?
The Divine Shields are a little awkward, but does not deal with it right now. I think I'll take this. I'm pretty sure I'll take this Flame Strike opportunity. Also lets me develop the 4/4. And ping something? Oh, I guess I will. I guess I will take that opportunity. It's better than developing the Sorcerer's Apprentice. So that's pretty sweet. There we go. And with that, we are pretty soundly on the board, actually. What did she get? What did she get? There was a card happening there. Oh, that's a coin. So her hand is coin, spare part, and 4 cards I can't account for. But seems like a pretty strong deck so far. I could have been in trouble if I didn't have a Flame Strike. Let's see what else she got. Healbot, not terribly exciting, so that's good for us. Yeah, we will trade the Spellslinger into that. But let's see what spell we get here first.
I got it.
Mirror Entity doesn't seem awful. She has... yeah, we could go for Arcane Missiles, but that's not terribly exciting. Spellbender could also be pretty good. That's something they don't see coming too often. And it's a decent defense against the 6/3. We have an answer to a big minion. I think we'll take Spellbender. If only to confuse her a little bit. I will play this. Sure. Rogues are unlikely to have any AoE. She could have a Fan of Knives, but then she still has to attack the 3/2. I think I'm okay with that. Don't know how much other targeted removal she will have, but I think I'm okay with this. She knows it's not duplicates. Oh, that's a card. That's interesting.
Mistakes were made.
Did she expect a counterspell, or? I'm not sure what mistake you are referring to right now. I think we can reasonably go aggressive here. It's probably our best option, to be fair. Did she have a Death Rattle at some point? I don't think so. Did she... No, she didn't have a minion. I don't know about this Poison Seeds here. Maybe she could have killed... No, I think that was a fine move. I don't know what went wrong there, but I'm not seeing it. I am not seeing it right now. Let's see. We kind of want to kill that 3/4, but we also kind of don't. We've got some pretty great answers here. So that's always happening, and I think we're just going face here. That's always happening. The real question is, do we Flame Lance that? And I think the answer is no. We can still trade in next turn, and we've got lethal on the board if she doesn't deal with any of this. I think it's too early to Fireball Phase, though. We can just set it up over 2 turns. If I can Flame Lance a big thing, and then... Oh, well, that's a card. Alright, alright. Not too bad. I'm kinda glad I didn't Fireball Phase, because that could have ended badly for us. I will ping that minion over 2 turns, though. Do I play... Do I even play the Nerubian? I can play that next turn. I'll take a little bit of damage here. I guess I could have pinged and Fireball Phase. That's a possibility. And then played the Nerubian. Oh. Maybe I should have.
Take your medicine.
Okay, okay. Do I Fireball that? I don't think so. So she's used a healing ability at the very least. We can ping that. Play this. Play the other thing and Fireball. Oh, we can play this and play the other thing. I don't think she has any more healing though. So, you know what? We're just going for it. We're going for it. I think it's unlikely that she has any additional healing. I wonder what it is that she has.
Thank you.
Another minion, alright. Would we have been better off with a... Oh, that's gonna get eaten by Spellbender, alright. Shouldn't matter, but... I think she's pretty dead. Yep.
Well played.
Would have been dead with the Roaring Torch. Would have been dead with the Roaring Torch eventually. I think I should have done that the turn before actually, but that could have ended badly with the Cult Apothecary. So still think we did nicely there. That was a pretty strong rogue deck, though. I will say that much. I'm glad to have survived the early game because I had basically none of it. But that's a trend you see in Arena more, I think. People eschewing, is that a word? Ignoring the early game in favor of a more powerful late game, and that does lead to some games where one player has early game and the other does not. Do I throw away the Spellslinger? I don't think I reasonably can. No, not on the play. On the draw I might do it. Always. You're always just one turn late. You know that?
My mouth very rarely explodes.
Well, we've got some big stuff in our deck. Ooh, double Jouster. That seems like a really aggressive deck. Helping that, sure. I'm a little worried now. Any deck with multiple 1-drops is worrisome. Squirming Tentacle is okay. I think I'll still go for the Spellslinger here. It's a little dangerous, but it always is. Living on the edge, you know? Ooh, that's not a bad card. Against an aggressive deck, this could be pretty good. It could be pretty good. Not trading, just getting the dagger. Is she going face with the dagger? No, that can't be right. Alright. I was right. That couldn't be right anyway. Let's see. We can Rubian. Rubian's not awful. I kind of want to ping, but that means I'm doing nothing this turn. So I don't like that. Could torch this one, and then just do nothing. How do I feel about that? Could torch this one. I still have to do Nerubian for next turn. If I torch this one, then I have a 3-1 on the field. That seems bad. Let her do that trade. I will let her make that trade. Sure. She really wants to, and she can have it. That is a good trade. Not much I can do about that, though. I've got a Nerubian for next turn now. Corrupted Healbot doesn't seem awful. I'll take the trade if she wants to trade both of those into here. Sure. And next turn, if we're desperate, next turn might be Foul Reaver plus Nerubian Prophet. If we're not that desperate, we can Faceless. Ooh, that's a card. She's going really aggressive here. So, well, not that aggressive. I mean, it just healed her for 8 again. But it's risky. Risky going this aggressive against the Mage. Well, not against the Mage usually, but this is a pretty good card. I think I'll go for Faceless. Is that going to be better than... I don't wanna play Foul Reaver here. I don't think I reasonably can. This will allow me some decent tempo. Oh, and a taunt is really convenient. It's not amazing, but it's good enough. It will eat the attack of the 4/4. I still have a 5/5 on the field, so that's pretty nice. Let's see what comes out. Something that dies the Flame Strike. That is not something that dies the Flame Strike. That is, though. I think I still will. I'm pretty sure I still do. That's the only way we're clearing... I'm clearing 4 minions. It's not like I'm really in a bad position right now. Oh, I should have played the Nerubian. What am I doing? See, I'm not used to playing with Nerubians. It's pretty crazy. Okay, that's an Assassin's Blade. That's a lot of damage over a few turns. Okay. Okay. So what do we do? Nerubian Bug Creeper. Seems fine. Seems fine. There we go. Why didn't you play that last turn? Yeah, I have no idea either. Is that all she did last turn? Because that's kind of good for us. What else is coming out? Oh, Head Crack. Oh my. She's just going face, isn't she? At what point should we pop the Forbidden Healing? I don't think it's time yet. Maybe it is. Maybe it actually is. What else do we have to do? We can Fel Reaver and Huge Toad. She did just use a large removal. Only 4 cards left in hand. Doesn't seem to have a great way to finish, but she does have a Head Crack, so she needs 6 more damage. That's not very likely that she has 6 damage, right? I don't think it's that likely. We can Forbidden Healing next turn. I think we have the cards to win in short order. Let's be a little greedy here. I think 6 damage is unlikely enough that I don't feel too worried about dying right away. That is a decent card, though. I will admit that's a decent card. You know what else is a decent card? You know what else is a decent card? Oh, 12. Really? I didn't even get to show my Forbidden Healing for crying out loud.
Well played.
Such a shame. Such a shame. Alright, well... let's see how far we can go. Only 2 more games regardless. So, let's see how far we can take this. A little worried about the quality of decks we're facing. They are getting rather good. Although that deck did have a Head Crack. It was a very aggressive rogue deck, actually. Double Goblin... what's that called again?
Jaina versus
Gadget Sun Jouster? I think that's a Gadget Sun Jouster. Oh my gosh. A 10-win hunter. I am instantly worried. That's pretty obvious, right? We have a 2, we have a 3. We can coin out the Naruvar Weblord. That's going to be pretty sweet, I think. I don't mind coining out that card, but I am a little worried about seeing a Hunter at 10 wins. You don't see those too often. You don't see those too often full stop. And when you see a Hunter at 10 wins, you can bet their deck is pretty decent. Yes, I'm more than a little worried right now. Let's see where the fiery bat starts. It's going to be a fiery bat, isn't it? If not, then I'm still fine with playing the Naruvar Weblord, I think.
Hello.
Am I? I think I am. Does it deal with most 2-drops? It deals with most 2-drops in the ping. I don't like playing the Sorcerer's Apprentice here. We don't have any battle cries in hand, so this is much more likely to screw him over than screw us over. So that's pretty good. Let's see what we get. We've got a Fireball next turn, that's pretty sweet. So if he has something big, oh, well, that's a weapon. Alright. That is a weapon, alright. Do we play the Horse Rider? I'm pretty sure we play the Horse Rider. I guess we are the aggressor now. Doesn't have a good way to deal with the Naruvar Weblord or the other minion, so that's pretty nice. I don't have a good way to deal with that though, so I guess we're even in that regard. I guess it's going to be Water Elemental, right? That does allow us to deal with that, so that's okay. Might as well get some damage in, right? Right. Yeah, that's not unreasonable. Just making sure that thing is able to deal its damage. If, for example, a Kodo would happen, I would be a pretty sad panda. Because it's rather important to get that damage here. And if he wants to do that, then I can Weblord. Oh, that's pretty good. Well, I can still hit in. It's fine. It's fine-ish. That card is quite troublesome. But I'm pretty sure you could say the same about this card, so I guess we're even. Yeah, this is going to be a thing that happens. We could Fireball that one, but no. That doesn't look reasonable in the least. And he's going to have trouble clearing this Water Elemental, I think. No, well, that's another taunt.
Target acquired.
Oh, that's pretty good. So what you gonna do? Clear the Water Elemental. Alright, that's reasonable. That is reasonable. So that means... Are we fireballing the 2-3, really? I don't think so. I don't think we're fireballing the 2-3. What else are we doing, though? Let's ask ourselves that question. We could play the Snow Chugger. We probably want to ping the Annoyatron, right? That's most likely happening. So we have 4 mana left, and then we either play the Razorfen Hunter or we fireball that thing. I hate doing this. This always happens. I can't. Can I? I kinda don't want to. That's so wasteful. It allows him to hero power for profits, but sure. I think I'm okay with that. Oh, that's a good Kodo. That is a good Kodo. But he hero powered the 1-1. I am still okay with this trade. What do we do now, though? He gets to trade his Kodo into this thing, but I guess that's okay. We could trade in here and fireball the Kodo. How's that? I kinda like that. I like fireballing the Kodo much better. Sure. I kinda have to trade this thing in pretty soon, but having it on the field right now feels pretty good, I'll admit. That is a pretty good card to have around. Excavated Evil, alright, well, he basically traded that for... So I'm okay with that. Sure. We can hero power that down, so not too much going on there. We want to Ethereal Conjurer here. Might be a little easier to get rid of, but it's also much more meaningful. Kind of scared of Call the Wild right now, to be honest. So Ginny would be more efficient in that regard. It would. The Ethereal is better later. When you have a bigger chance of being able to cast the spell, you're getting rid of it. Oh, please don't. Oh, that's pretty bad. That is pretty bad for us. We may have to polymorph that. Well, if we polymorph that, we're not in a bad spot, so I guess there's not a lot of complaining here.
Leave this place.
So that's the thing that happens, and I guess it's Conjurer time.
Want it?
I could have done that first, but Torch is much better than Dragon's Breath, in my honest opinion. Please don't have multi-shot. Multi-shot would be a pretty big swing. That's also pretty good for him, but we have the Torch and the hero power to deal with that. That card is also kind of problematic. But at least we can... Let's think. That card is trouble. Let's think. Yeah, we can Torch, hero power, and play the Dragonkin. It's not awful. And once this thing has popped, the Bug Creeper can do some good work. I think I'm okay with that. Let's go with this. We should be fine on card advantage. He can't easily kill that this turn, so that's reasonable. And then if we play the Bug Creeper after, that's still going to be pretty good. Yeah. So I was basically expecting a Call the Wild at some point. Although that's a really good trade he has there. That is a really good trade. That's basically what you can expect from a hunter at this amount of wins, I guess. So Starfire and double 2-drop, it's okay. Not terribly exciting, but it's better than dropping the Bug Creeper. Is it? How does he deal? He trades this and this into the Bug Creeper. I think the Starfire is going to be better. Just keep his minions off the field for now. He gets a trade into one of these, but that's fine. And then we are not able to deal with the Leok. That's kind of a problem with the three guys popping out. That Call the Wild is such a beating, especially in Arena. We'll be lucky. Well, if we get a Flame Strike, we'll be fine. Did we already use it? I don't think we already used it. So if we get a Flame Strike anytime soon, then we'll be fine, but that is not the card you're looking for at this point of the game. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That is actually pretty bad right now. I can't even play 2 cards. Okay, we'll trade. Let's see. What's his best trade? He trades in the Leok and the other guys, right? Is that his best trade? No, his best trade is trading the Azure Drake and both of those. So I guess we ping the Leok. If he trades the Leok and both of those guys, then I think I'm fine with that. And otherwise, I would like to get the Leok a little bit lower. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Could also go for face here.
Mine! Oh, mine!
I don't know about that. Just flood the board and let me top deck Flame Strike, right? I just have to top deck Flame Strike and everything will be okay. You are not a Flame Strike, unfortunately. I think it's going to be Forgotten Torch Leok, but I'm still in dire straits, unfortunately. Is it? Yes, it is. That clears 4 damage off the field and doesn't give him a card, so I guess that's okay-ish. We prepare to be able to kill that next turn, and we play the more expensive one of this turn in the hopes that we still live. That's 3, that's 5, that's 2. We're not dead. Well, that's a pretty big problem. Even Flamestrike doesn't save us now. Ouch. Yeah, Cold Wet's a beating. and I guess Wobbling Runs is too. We're dead, right? We're dead. Alright, that's it. That's unfortunate, but we did make it to 10 wins, and that was a pretty sweet hunt attack. I congratulate you on that one, sir. If I had drawn that Flamestrike, though. If I had drawn that Flamestrike. Alright, let's see what we get. Because 10 wins is pretty good. The good stuff starts happening at 10 wins, I think. Get a pack. Decent amount of gold. That's pretty much above average, I'll say. Alright. Well, that'll fund a couple more arenas at the very least. So I'm pretty happy with this result. Let's see what we get. Not too much. Did I need one more of those? I don't think so. Oh well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this arena run. Thank you very much for watching, and I will be back next week.